Hey, welcome to the episode and thank you for listening. So, today I want to talk about dating single moms. Yep. So, I've been seeing a lot of this on social media, and what I'm seeing is basically single moms, damaged goods, you know, um, stay clear, walk away, don't just walk, run. You don't want to have anything to do with these women. And I think these guys are wrong. I really do think they are wrong. Okay? I think it isn't always as black and white as social media makes it seem, you know? And, I'm not saying every guy should be dating single moms. That's not what I'm saying, but, I want to just give my view on it. And, maybe it isn't all as black as white as social media makes it seem. So, first of all, as a guy, guys, when we're looking for a woman, the first thing that we are not looking for probably is a woman who has children from another guy, you know. And yeah, if we have two women and all the variables of this woman, of these women, all the qualities are exactly the same, but the only differences are that one doesn't have children and the other woman does have children, then most likely 99.99% of men will pick the woman who doesn't have children. So if you would ask me, you know, which one would you pick? I would always 100% pick the woman without children. Okay? But I don't think you shouldn't date single moms. Because, you know, single moms, regardless of the children, could be really great women, could be really good girlfriends, really good wives, and so on and so on. And, I hear all these guys complain about it. Like, well, yeah, if she is so great, then, or if you are so great, then he would not have left you. And the only thing that goes through my mind, well, dude, you're stupid. You're single as well. If you were so great, she wouldn't have left you either. You know, the sword cuts on both ends or on both sides, you know. So that's just stupid. Now, I don't say go out and start dating single moms, or the first quality to look for in a woman is does she have children? If she does, then date her. Single moms, great, go for it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying don't dismiss women just because they are single moms or because they have children, That's just stupid. Now, I think as a guy, there are exceptions to the rule don't date a single mom, right? I do think there are some exceptions. And I will go over some of these points that I think if you can answer these questions, these points, these talking points questions, if you can answer them, in a positive way, then I think, you could potentially date this woman and you would have a realistic chance of making it work. Okay? So, some things to look out for when you meet a woman who has children. And the one thing that I want to know is why are you single and have children? What happened? You know, and I hear all these guys complain, yeah, women leave the relationship 80% or 70% of the time, and women break up homes and marriages. Yeah, sure, if that's what the numbers say, fine, fair enough. But that doesn't mean all women. There are probably a dozen reasons, at least, maybe even 100 reasons or 1,000 reasons as to why a woman leaves or a man leaves a woman. Okay? And I think as a guy, but also as women, we need to be a little bit more empathetic towards each other. We need to think about, okay, what is the reason why this person is in the position that the person is in? And if the explanation or if the story is something that you as a guy can say, yeah, I get that. I would leave as well. Or I get why the situation is the situation. I get why you are single. I understand. I don't think it is that crazy. Okay? You know, so that's the first thing that I think you should do, when you meet a woman that has children and is, single, of course. And, if she has the qualities you're looking for, except she has children. So the question that I would ask is, why are you single? What happened? And if what she's telling you makes sense and you can say, yeah, I get that. I understand that. It's not too weird. It's not too crazy. Then potentially maybe go on a date with this woman. Now, there are other things as well that I think you need to look out for. So, the other thing that I think is important is, do you want children of your own? Okay, especially if you don't have children. That is super important. It might be one of those non-negotiables. So let's say you are 45 and she is 39 and she has two children already. And you really do want children. Now, the problem here is she's already pushing 40. She already has children. Chances are she doesn't want more children. Chances are that if she does want children with you, that there are some, health risks and other potential risks. And the chances of you having a baby with her are drastically low, basically non existent, right? And then you would have to put aside your non negotiable. So if that is something that you know, you want children, but she's at an age where having children becomes a potential issue, my advice is don't date this woman. Now, if you are both young or if she's younger, let's say you both are 23 and she has children and you still want children, you know, you could say, okay, great. We're still young. There's still time to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. Great. So your non negotiable is still possible, especially if she wants it, of course. So the age that she is and if she wants children or not is something you need to ask, is something that you need to have an answer, or is a question that you need answered. Okay, so if you're both young or if she's young enough to have children from you, then I would say, yeah, you could potentially date this woman. There is a realistic chance that you can make this work. The other thing that is super important is the woman. What type of woman is she? Is she relaxed? Is she calm? Is she nurturing? Is she willing to listen? Is she willing to take advice? Is she yapping her mouth? Does she give you peace and quiet, when you go on a date, when you talk to her? Is she, does she have all those qualities you're looking for? Unless maybe you say, okay, no, I want a woman who screams and yells at me and who, all those things. I want to have an argument every day. If that's what you're looking for, then fine. But most of us guys are not. So if that is the woman, then once again, I I would see this potentially work. Okay? Now, something else that I think is important. When you're dating a woman, it's going to cost you some money. But if you're dating a woman with children, you need to realize you're going to be spending a whole lot more money. Not that that's an issue, but you got to realize that, you need to have your finances in order to be able to support a family. Okay? Very important. So, finances need to be in shape. Something else. If she has children and you already have children, then, your line continues whether you have a child with her or not. Okay? That's also something that could potentially work. You're both probably older, you both have children, that could potentially work as well. Something else that I think is important. The baby daddy, her ex-husband, her ex-boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, but the father of her children, is this guy still in the picture, yes or no? If he is, I would say walk away. Because when you are starting a new relationship, especially if she already has children, it's going to be challenging enough. You don't need a second captain on the ship standing on your doorstep every Friday to pick up the children, you know, on vacations or in vacations, that's not something that you want, you know, because basically she will have or she will stay in contact with her ex. Something I would say, you probably don't want that. Now, even if the guy is a cool, laid back dude, it doesn't matter. Because, you have your rules in your home, in your castle, and he has his. Okay? So now, for the sake of the children, you need to have some rules that fit her rules, his rules, and your rules. Okay? That's not going to work. Okay? You will always have a guy in your life who will interfere with decisions you potentially make for your family because, well, whether you like it or not, they are his children. Okay? So I would say if the guy is still in the picture, walk away. Now, obviously, there will be challenges when you are dating a woman with children. But I would say if you can answer, these few things that I've just listed with a positive answer, then I would say there is a realistic chance of you being able to make it work. Okay? In the case that you need to answer these questions, in a negative way, let's say, okay, she's not a really relaxed, calm woman, or the guy is still in the picture, or you are making minimum wage, I would say this is probably a very bad bet for you. You probably don't want to do this. This will 99% of the time will be a scenario that you won't win. There's no scenario in that case where you will come out on top. So those are things that I would consider before dating a woman with children. So let me once again clarify. If a woman has children and you don't mind, you can date this woman, but I would say only if you can answer most of these questions, if not all of these questions, in a positive manner. Okay? In any other case, I would say probably look for a woman who does not have children. Because obviously, a woman who doesn't have children will come with a little bit less baggage, a little less trauma, whatever you want to call it. However, because that's what we hear constantly, women with children, a relationship will not work, so you need to look for a woman without children. That being said, all of that might be true. You know, a woman with children definitely is going to be a lot harder. But dating a woman without children does not guarantee a successful outcome of your relationship. Okay? So keep that in mind. So I'm not advocating to start dating single moms, but there are definitely a lot of single moms who would make great girlfriends, who would make great wives, and you need to talk, you need to listen, you need to ask questions to figure out if she could be the woman to share your life with. Okay? So that's all I have to say for now. Thank you for listening, and I will see you guys next time.